Sure. Even
So very good morning to all present here. Very good morning. I am Dr. Ashokan, Dean, Manikam Ramaswami College of Arts and Science, located at Madurai, it's South India. We are very delighted to share. So we are delighted to share this webinar on the occasion of we are conducting this book exhibition, which was inaugurated yesterday, and today and tomorrow, 3 days, we are conducting a book exhibition at our college, Manikam Ramaswami College of Arts and Science, Madurai. So one part of this book exhibition, this webinar, we would like to conduct on the topic of enhance your mental wellness and leadership with the wisdom of books, right? So for next 45 minutes to 60 minutes, we would like to discuss about basically this leadership, what's the difference between the leader and leadership, and why this book reading is important, because what is the benefit of books reading, which enhances our mental well-being. And I would like to introduce some of the greatest books for different purpose, like we want to do visionary exercise regarding how to write the mission statement, core values, what are the books you can able to refer. And regarding the change management, lot of books are available, but basically this, I would like to recommend some 3 important simple books so that you can able to understand how the change management is happening that. And regarding the performance excellence, I would like to recommend and suggest few books. And what is scientific future, how this is going to be in the artificial intelligence, in future technology is going to be there. For also, I would like to suggest and recommend few books. And next part, I would like to introduce great authors, which means that New York bestseller authors. Each author has published more than 6 books, 7 books, 8 books. So out of their complete research, after doing research for 5 to 6 years, they published a book. So that great authors and their books I want to introduce. And final part, this is my favorite part, that how these ideas authors discussed in different books, what are the concepts that they discuss, what is the principles they derived from their own experience and writing the books on through research, and what is the framework they suggest for different purpose, including the personal mastery, growth, excellence, productivity for different purpose. So I would like to share some of the ideas, concepts, principles, framework, theorems, which we discussed in different books, just for your awareness only. So there are so many books, so many concepts are there with the limited time availability, which brings out of my knowledge, what are the books I read so far. From those books only, I want to share with what are the books I studied on that. So this is what we want to discuss for next 45 minutes, 60 minutes, right? So first, I would like to introduce a concept of this leaders and followers. Of course, there are so many concepts are there. And so if you want to become a leader, definitely first you have to start as a follower. Without you act as a follower, without you follow some leaders, it's not possible to become the leaders. This is what I want to emphasize this slide, that so leadership and followers are complement each other. Leadership and followers are complement each other. So for every activity in any organization, some activities should be led by some person, and remaining people they have to support as a followers. So different activities may have different leaders, and every activity definitely supported by different people. Those people has to give their sincere support, follow the leaders' instructions and their thoughts. So for every activity, you have the leader and you have the set of followers. As a teamwork, you have to do that. So leaders and followers complement each other. That's very important concept. You have to understand that. So without you follow some of the activities, some leaders, you cannot lead any of the activities. You cannot become the leader. Is what I want to emphasize. And we there is a general perception about regarding we have that leaders means only the top level. We're thinking that there's no concept like so leaders are at all levels. Leaders are at all levels. So if you want to become a leader, it doesn't matter that you have some educational qualifications, or even you need some experience, you need some position designations, great salary. Nothing is related to the leading a team of people. So even if some definitely you come across in your places in the traffic jam, you may lead that. Uh, you may lead. You can come. You can observe. You can witness in the road if there is any some traffic jam is happening. A nearby auto stand, some auto driver will come and he will help us to sort out the traffic. So in that sense, that auto driver also a leader. In that sense, so if you want to become leader, nothing is required. Only this mindset is required. So you want to lead something, please lead it. If you have some followers, you can do that. So leaders does not related to position, designations, experience, nothing. It's leaders are at all levels. Leaders you can able to lead. And now I want to differentiate between this. What is who is a leader and leadership? So leader is very basically definition is leaders are available at all levels. If you have two or more followers, anybody can become a leader. That's a very simple concept that is not complicated. Of course, there are so many theorems, theories, or management gurus are there. But for basic understanding, I would like to have this definition. But when coming to the leadership, leadership is altogether different. You may come across, you may notice that some of the leaders are highly successful, some of the leaders may not be highly successful. What differentiate this one leader from another leader matters a lot. So I put it in the leadership in the simple equation form. Leadership equals position plus content multiplied by values. So position means I'm talking about is what is the role you are playing in an organization, or you are leading some activities. So that I want to put it that. And plus strategy, content. So strategy means this is where you have to focus on it. So strategy, what I mean is how you treat the people when you're leading the particular project or particular activity. And when you want to take a decision, how you make the decision based upon which input you are taking decisions, what is your thinking process, how you, when the people bring some problems to you to expecting solutions from you, how you think, what are the input you are taking to make a decisions, what are the choice of words you are using when you are discussing with that, and what is the topic you want to discuss with the people when you meet in the meeting hall. So these are all combined together, we call it as the strategies. So how you treat the people, how you make the decisions, and when taking the decisions, on what basis you are taking decisions, these are all matters a lot. So this the strategy only I would like to recommend. You have to read so many books, different genre of books. When you read the different genre of books, you can able to understand that you can able to provide the a better strategy based upon the local conditions, local context. And these multiplied by the value system. What is a value system? Every leaders are following that. So the value system followed by the every leader, that matters, which means that the leadership from one leader to another leader purely differentiate based upon what is the value system they're following that. When coming to the value system, we are not talking about the value system enough. When you go to the research, you could do the review of literature. Sorry, some disconnection is there. Yeah, sir. Sorry for the disturbance. Yeah, this one leader is different from other leaders is based upon the what is the value system each leader is following on their own. And this, if you want to become the good leader, how much impact you are creating on your followers, that matters a lot. So if you want to see the leader, how many followers you have. When the leaders having the great values, with the great values, the leaders can create the leadership impact. You can able to create the impact among the followers, and that impact will definitely create the great change. Then you can able to influence the people to attain whatever the uh, what is the outcome or results you want to produce with your team of people. So this is what we want to introduce that. When coming to the strategy, I already told you that the strategy is what is the uh, when coming to the decision making, importantly, how you take the decisions and how you treat the people, what's the choice of words you are using that, and what is the topic you are discussing when you're discussing with your team to solve the problems. These are all matters a lot. For this only, we recommend, strongly recommend, every leader has to read a different genre of books. So there, this reading the books will help you to find out what is the strategy you can able to follow when coming to the decision making that, right? When I told that we don't have any sufficient content or literature available. If you follow the good values, what could be the benefits? It is we are not speaking enough regarding the good values, whereas we have plenty of rules and regulations in any organization available that if you follow these poor values, what could be the punishment? So leadership is purely based upon what is the values personally you follow, which makes difference between one leader to another leader. And coming to this, that's a one part is how these leaders and followers has to complement each other, and how what's the difference between the leader and leadership we discussed. Now coming to the second part is why this book therapy session is there. So experiencing symptoms, different symptoms related to our mental well-being. Sometimes consciously we can able to observe ourselves. Many a times subconsciously we are suffering with, regarding a lot of things. So when you read the books, definitely you have a lot of relief from this. So what are the symptoms you can able to read this? You can see that these are which affects your mental health. Anxiety is there. So behavioral issues, sometimes depressions, difficulty with coping the life changes in the life, and sometimes you feel this feeling of loneliness, feeling of worthlessness, grief, low self-esteem, negative thinking, a problem coping with the chronic disease or illness, and sleeping problems, and relationship issues, and social issues, stress, all these things. These are the because today's mechanical world, we have definitely whether you permit or if you don't permit, one or more combination of these things definitely is available with every human being in this today's context, today's environment. So, if you develop these book reading habits daily, depending upon the individuals, maybe you read 5 pages every day, or you read 1 hour every day, depending upon the individual's capacity. That if you read 5 pages or 10 pages every day on a particular time, or if you read 1 hour, after reading this 1 hour, any content book, if you read that, you feel like you did some kind of meditation. So your mind will become calm, relaxed, so that you can able to focus which is important to you for the next 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. So now you have to identify, do you find any kind of symptoms? This immediately one way of solving this kind of symptoms is reading the books, one way of that. But reading the books also is very very cheap, very very cheap. Anybody can do it very easily, that, right? So if you want to build up, if you want to do some bodybuilding, then necessarily we have to go for a gym, and you have to employ some masters to build up your bodybuilding, strength building. But very simple to before going to that kind of gym and engaging some masters, very simple exercise you can do. You can walk. Walking does not cost anything. Very simple exercise. Anytime you can walk. Like that, if you want to solve any of these symptoms, you can simply this read these books is the first step. Very simple, very cheap. Anytime, any place you can read the books. In the bus stand, in the railway stations, while traveling, while we're waiting for somebody else, any place, even at the toilet, you can read the books. So these, if you develop this, reading the books is one of the very important habits. Definitely you can able to keep up your mental health in a good condition so that you can able to focus next 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, which is important to you. Now asking this every day when people asking this after this pandemic, I always used to ask the people, how are you today is there. So how are you is a general question. People say a cliche or subconscious say I'm very good, I find. But if you ask the people question, how are you today, they will think and answer real reason is there. So whenever you meet the people from, you ask the people, how are you today? So this is what I'm just, I have read so many books, but I have forgotten most of them. But when you, what is the purpose of reading is that? So yesterday also I addressed my students why we want to read the book is that. So when you read the different genre of books, it will create some kind of a synaptic connection in our brain neurons. So that synaptic connections will act as the filter, acts as the filters. So whenever you're exposing to the new situations, whenever you expose to the new people, interact with the strangers, when you go for the new environment, whenever you're receiving the new informations, these synaptic connections formed by reading the different genre of books will help you to filter out which is right, which is wrong, which is suitable to you, which is relevant to you, which is important to you, which helps that. So in that sense, yes, reading the books is very, very important, which help you to form the some kind of synaptic connections, which acts the filter whenever you expose to the new situation, whenever you receive the new informations. Again, this because of the reading the books, definitely you can able to individually you can able to develop the personal mastery. Personal mastery is that at the highest level, I put it in this. First, you have what is the inherent talent you have, what is the ability you have to accomplish a particular task. Then next level, you can able to develop the capabilities, and you can able to develop the skill on particular areas, particular areas you want to develop this skill, and you can able to develop the competency. Then you can find what is your strength, then finally you can able to develop the personal mastery. So this is the way step by step you can implement, you can develop the personal mastery. But if you read this book, different genre of books, definitely you can able to attain the personal mastery at the earliest stage. That's what we start recommending on that. And again, this reading helps to develop the metacognition, higher order thinking abilities. That so metacognition is this one way that to know what I know. So it's a self reflection. So what is my strength? What is my weakness? So where I can able to contribute more, where I can I'm unable to contribute. So you can do self analysis. That are self analysis. We call it as the metacognitions and higher order thinking abilities. So higher order thinking abilities says that you have the ability to develop speaking between this micro level language and macro level language, and you can able to develop these thinking process on you can able on a particular issue. You can able to think on both the sides so that you can take wise decisions on any particular things. So these are the advantage if you start reading the different genre of books. And basically, these were any organizations, or even at the personal life, we ultimately were expecting the outcomes or results. So, outcome and results is purely based upon what is the action we are taking on it, and our actions are purely based upon how we feel, what is our thought process, and thought process and feelings coming from based upon the what is the belief system you have developed over the period of time from your childhood days, and when what is your assumption perception about a particular activity. So these are the starting point related to what is the outcome, what is the result you are going to produce with respect to any individual activities or collective activities. So when you want to have the different activity, different results and different outcome, if you do the same things, if you expect a different outcome, it's not possible. It's insane. So what is the thing you have to do that? Unless you change your belief system, basically, unless you change your assumption, your perception at the grassroots level, then that will change your thought process and feelings. That will change your actions. Then the different actions will give you different outcomes. So you can either way, you can work out from belief system to thought process to action to outcome, or outcome. What is the outcome or results if you want to do? If you want to have, you can do with the reverse also with the what is the action you want to have, what is your thoughts, and what are the belief system you want to change. So this way you have to work on it. But where this book reading comes in the picture is that if you read the different genre of books, it definitely will help you to have the different kind of belief system, and you will question the what is the assumption you are based upon that you are working on that your perception about the particular activity will we have different kind of belief system, we have different kind of assumption, we have different kind of perception. If you start reading the different genre of books not related with only one kind of belief, one kind of assumption, one kind of perception. If you read different genre of books, definitely you have different belief system, different assumption, different perception. So based upon the outcome results which you want, you can choose the which belief system you want to start the point. Then accordingly, your thought process action will come. So this is the greatest advantage if you start reading the different genre of books. If you ask me that what exactly do human beings get from reading the books, is it just a matter of pleasure or are there any benefits beyond enjoyment? It's definitely there could be a different benefits available that, but reading one book may not change your life, but reading every day will definitely will change everything. There's a very guarantee on that. How reading books change your brain and your body for the betterment. So these are the research output done by different researchers across the world. So reading helps you to feel more confident, to develop your personality, make you laugh, stimulate your creativity, making your vision clear. These are all the things to think critically. All 21st century skills which is required for solving the problems will definitely will you can able to develop if you read the different genre of books. There is no doubt about it. These are all research output. And this is reading a different genre of books will give you the it will help you to take the very very important well-informed life and career decisions. There's no doubt about it. So whenever I want to take this very important life and career well-informed decisions, reading different genre of books will help you to take the decisions. And again, reading this different genre of books will help you the personal growth and development. Unless the individual's personal growth and development, there is no organizational growth and development. But reverse is not possible. So if you want any organizations to grow and develop, it's purely depending upon how individuals grow and develop. And then only collectively the organization will grow and develop. For that individual growth and develop, reading different genre of books definitely will help you. And it comes to this again, this innovation and creativity is very, very important for now. This is very important. This in today's world, this innovation and creativity plays a major role. Again, reading the different genre of books will definitely will help you to do this to innovation and creativity. And if you ask me this, where do I start reading the books if you don't have this? So far, I don't have any habit of reading the books. So just I would like to give some suggest and recommend few books and depending upon the topics, depending upon the people, depending upon the author, I would like to recommend that. So let me start with the book, which book you want to read. Let us start with this mental well-being as well as this physical well-being. Start with your breathing. So the entire, unless you have the very good breathing system, there is no point in talking about this entire session. So even in the personal life as well as in the professional life, your health condition is very, very important. Your health condition is basically first starting point is how you breathe. How you breathe. Okay. So how you breathe, there is a beautiful books are available. This breath book is this written by James Nestover. It's a new science of a lost art. He had done about 5 years of research, and he spent more than 10 years of research, traveling, self-experimenting with a wide range of techniques. Finally, come out with the book, and he says that the perfect breath is that breathe in for about 5.5 seconds, then exhale for 5.5 seconds. That is 5.5 breaths a minute for total about 5.5 liter of air you are taking inside the going. So he says that to take a deep breath is not a helpful instruction. Hold your breath is much better. And there are plenty of breathing technologies available. Try to follow any one of the breathing technology if you want to daily, if you want to have this good mental well-being as well as the physical well-being is that, right? So this is first book. Let me start with that. And every day, your performance purely based upon what is the energy level you are having throughout the day. So that energy level is purely based upon your breathing exercise, how much oxygen you can able to hold. That matters a lot. That gives only energy that. And not only that, there are, I just strongly recommend 5 different books. All books are purely based upon the research, how the breathing is very, very important in individuals' personal life as well as in the professional life. You can start reading different general books on breathing. Next, I strongly recommend this for visionary exercise. What is this book? This is how to write the mission statement, vision statement, core values, all this. Unless you have the very good breathing system, there is no point in talking about this entire session. So even in the personal life as well as the professional life, your health condition is very, very important. Your health condition is basically first starting point is how you breathe. How you breathe. This is a yeah. So how you breathe. There is a beautiful books are available. This breath book is this written by James Nestover. It's a new science of a lost art. He had done about 5 years of research, and he spent more than 10 years of research, traveling, self-experimenting with a wide range of techniques. Finally, come out with the book, and he says that the perfect breath is that breathe in for about 5.5 seconds, then exhale for 5.5 seconds. That is so this is visionary exercise books. Yeah. Jim Collins has written this Built to Last. Take a deep breath is not a helpful instruction. Hold your breath is much better. 1 second. And there are plenty of breathing technologies available. Try to follow any one of the breathing technology if you want to daily, if you want to have this good. Yeah. For writing, how to write this vision statement, mission statement, core values, I can strongly recommend these 3 books. Start with Why, written by Simon Sinek, and Jim Collins, Built to Last, and Peter Singer, this Fifth Discipline. These are the 3 books. If you read it, you can able to understand how these organizations running the business more than 100 years all over the world, what the system they follow. They've done a lot of research and they give the beautiful input on this. And this is what talking about this. And regarding the change management, there are change management related to the MBA program or management concept. I'm not touching that point. Apart from that core management concept, these are the 3 important books which is not related to the management concept, but it's related to this simple exercise book is Who Moved My Cheese? It is only around 80 pages book. You can able to read within 30 minutes. And our iceberg is melting. The second level of you can able to understand where John Porter giving this 7 steps how to do the change management. And the third is the third level book. I can say a third level of level book switch. It's related to Heath brothers. It's talking about this how this psychologically the neuron system is working psychologically, how this change management is happening among the people he is dealing with that. These are the 3 books: level 1, level 2, level 3. I can strongly recommend. And performance excellence, there are so many books are there, but these are the very basic books I would like to know. Every individual must read to start with that to drive catalyst, flow, mindset, grit. These are the 5 basic books. So many books are there. So if you start with that, you can able to understand how this performance excellence and scientific future books. These are this being the human, the age of artificial intelligence. Life 3.0 is the books. Another beautiful books is coming up by Max Tegmark. He says that the life one is starting with the simple and biological, how people can able to survive. And life 2.0 sees that how the people have developed the culture over the period of time. And life 3.0, they say how the technology and human being working together. It's beautifully explained. These are the technological book. And again, this how the circular economy is working on this. The industry 5.0 means converge. The book name is the converge. It's beautifully explained this how the circular economy is working on fostering the business. That and if again this when how this human transcend biology is how the human brain as well as the technology is working on that. They call it as this the singularity is there. Another scientific related book. Some superhuman agents might be created to benefit humankind, or they can use it in other way also. So these are the latest books, and you can able to understand how the technology and human being are working together. What is the basic things that are available? How we can able to act when the new situation comes. These are the beautiful books. And when we start, we ask me the any students or beginners. So far, I didn't read any books. Which book I want to start? So these are the 5 books I strongly recommend for the beginners. Still, if you're not starting with that, the Think and Grow Rich. It's a timeless book. There is 13 concepts discussed in that. You can able to read any time. And Rich Dad and Poor Dad is the first book on how to have. What is the perception about this money? That's like a psychology of money. This another simple book is there. And Nikigai is another Japanese concept, how people are living happily more than 100 years. The basic principles they discuss in detail about that. Then another book is The Alchemist and Who Moved Minds. These are the book, any book you can start with that. And if you have the experience around 5 years for executives, managers, or faculties having that, this is the next level of book I can strongly recommend. The execution, how to do get the things done in any organization is there. And Die Empty by Todd Henry is another beautiful book. How this organization working in different concepts, how you can able to develop the next level of managers, leaders. This concept discussed in detail about the IMT. And first to break all the rules says that what's the difference between this knowledge, skill, talent. They're written by this organization called Gallup. After 25 years of research all over the world, dealing with these executives and managers, how successful managers doing that. And what the CEO really wants from you is another book. When you join in any organization as a fresher, when you want to become the general manager or CEO of the company, how you can able to travel for next to 20 years, 25 years from the freshers, beautifully discussed in that book. And Made to Stick is the Heath brothers again. This how an idea can be make it stick in everybody's mind in days. If how you want to influence. So these are the books you can read. And if you have these people having 10 years of experience, then you can start with this good to great, how this organization move from good to great, how this Louis Gesner's Who Says Elephants Can't Dance is another interesting book. How this IBM can be transformed when the desktop computers are introduced, when the IBM was only a monopoly using this mainframe, when this desktop system has been introduced all over the world, how this IBM has been transformed. And again, the fifth discipline, they're talking about this system thinking, how the individuals learn about how the entire system is working. System thinking is discussed about that. And size is there, and atomic habits, how to develop inculcate the habits, different habits. These are the interesting books are there. And if you're very particular about the statistics, completely this research based upon the data collection, purely based upon the statistical research, outliers by Manikam, Gladwell, Freakonomics, non-obvious megatrends, stand out, how the world really works. These are all purely research output of statistical research output of a lot of social concern. They discuss about that, how the entire world is working, how the successful people are highly successful in their business. They talk about that. And now I want to introduce some great authors. One, Mr. James Collins, is this American researcher. And he had developed more than, he has published more than 6 books. Every book he published based upon minimum 5 to 6 years of experience. So these books will tell you that how these organizations all over the world highly successfully running the business for more than 100 years. This is what the basic research about the thing. And Malcolm Gladwell is another interesting Canadian journalist, public speaker, and he published more than again 10 books, starting from Outliers, Tipping Point, Blink. These are very, very interesting books. Uh, you can start reading and love reading on that. So another author I want to introduce is Chip Heath and Dan Heath. They are the brothers, and they're working as professors in Stanford and Duke University, and they have published more than 8 books. Start from the made to take a switch and making numbers count upstream. How the decision making psychologically, how can people are taking decision, talking about the decision. How in everybody's life, how can you able to create the great moments in everybody's life. We discuss about this power of moments. So another great author is Markham Wilfred Buckingham. He's a motivational speaker. He has written more than 10 books. First to break all the rules. He clearly discuss about what's the difference between this knowledge, skill, and talent. And how do you identify your strength? He has given them 36 strength finders. He is discussing in detail about that. These are the books. So more than 10 books he has written and published. Another great author is Simon Sneak. Recently is uh, very authentic. He has created releasing the books and advising many corporate organizations, Fortune 500 companies. His book is talking with this purpose, mission statement, how the purpose makes every organization take it to the next level. He's discussing about that. And futuristic related to the technologies, how the IoT trend, artificial. Bernard Todd is another the best-selling author. He has published more than 20 books purely based upon artificial intelligence and technology. So these are the books he has. So anybody want to go in depth about how this artificial intelligence and technology and current and future, how I'm going to take it up, you can follow his books. Next is this Rohit Bhargav is another interesting guy. He's always looking uh, how what are the different trends is happening all over the world. He's closely monitoring and publishing these books through his storytelling. And he has released more than 10 books. Every year he's released what is the different trends followed all over the world. Different trends. These are his own more than 10 books he has published. Next is this Carl Newport. This is a computer scientist from MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. He has written more than 6 books. He has written that all things how this minimalism is one of the concept how with people able to perform with the minimum infrastructure available, resources available. And he's talking about the deep work and shallow work, and so good they can't ignore it. He's talking about this flow of work. He discusses about that. So these are the books concepts he introduced. And he's a Ran Holiday is another author, marketer, and speaker. He has published more than 25 books. He has his own bookstall in the US. Is another great author. And you know this is the first novel written in this Japanese called this The Tale of Genji is there. And recently they reviewed into the Harvard University. They make it into this English version and they make it as a big show. This is the first novel they written novel was in the Japan. So now these are the great authors and their great books. If anybody interested, you can start working with them. Now the last part I want to introduce about this connecting dots. I call it as so how the different principles for ideas, concepts, framework, theorems. Just take it from some few books. So there are so many concepts available just for the awareness. I just want to create this. So first, I'm talking about the 10,000 hours deliberate practice. This is one of the important concept discussing in the book Peak by Anderson Erickson. And the same concept, 10,000 hours, 10,000 rule was discussed in the Outliers also by Malcolm Gladwell. So if you want to become the number one in this world on any of the activities, you need to do 10,000 hours of deliberate practice. That's a concept they introduced in this book. And 80,000 hours, you'll spend 80,000 hours working in your career, 40 hours a week, for 50 weeks a year for 40 years. How do you want to spend your time in workplace? This is what they discuss about. Another concept, 80,000 hours. And Peter Principle was introduced in the year of 1969. And this says is people are promoted according to their current progress rather than the record skill and the competency required for that higher position. If the people are promoted to this higher position, most of the time they failed. This is what his concept is talking about. That is called the Peter principle. And practical intelligence again is Malcolm